As the country saw this morning, the Prime Minister has said that he was going to step down as Prime Minister. But that doesn't mean he's no longer Prime Minister for the next month or 2 months. We need the Prime Minister to focus 100% on the U.S. tariffs. We have 14 days left before elect President Trump gets inaugurated, and we need to focus to make sure these tariffs don't move forward, and if they do move forward, we need to make sure that the federal government has a strong plan. The Prime Minister said he'd sit down with all the premiers, face-to-face meeting. I still want to hold him to that promise. He still will be Prime Minister for a month, maybe 2 months, but that has to be his #1 focus. We have a great group of premiers. As chair of the Council of Federation, reaching out to the premiers to get together as early as this week to have a conversation and make sure that we are ready to support the federal government in this time of uncertainty at the federal level. But I can assure you, we have a strong group of premiers. We're going to continue moving this country forward, continue moving Ontario forward, and making sure that we have a seat at the table when the discussions of the tariffs are placed against Canada. And hopefully that won't happen, but we need all hands on deck. We need the Prime Minister to continue doing his job. Prorogation doesn't mean vacation. It means continuing moving forward as the Prime Minister as long as he holds that title. Canada's not the problem. The problem is China shipping in cheap goods into Mexico, Mexico slapping a made in Mexico sticker on and shipping those goods up through the U.S. and Canada, costing Canadian and American jobs. That's unacceptable. And as I've always said, if we have to go it alone with the U.S., so be it. And if we have to do another deal with Mexico, so be it. But we have to make sure that we protect the jobs of Canadians. There's never been a time in history that is so important to make sure that we protect Canadian jobs, no matter if it's our critical minerals that we have to offer to the U.S., our electricity, oil from Alberta. We have a lot to offer. What I'm focused on right this second and for moving forward is making sure that we don't have tariffs. And God forbid President-elect Trump gets in there and puts tariffs, we have to retaliate. We have to retaliate hard against our friends south of the border, which is unfortunate. And I always say we have to build a fortress Can-Am, Canadian and Americans sticking together in these tough times around the world. And they are tough times around the world right now. But there's no better ally and friend we want to partner up with than the Americans. But we do want an in-person meeting with the Prime Minister as long as he's Prime Minister. His main focus is not on the Liberal Party, is not on anything else. It should be the next 14 days making sure that we avoid these tariffs. And if we can't avoid these tariffs, how are the federal government going to retaliate? We have a list of how the province of Ontario can retaliate, and we're ready. We're ready to make a move.